Hi everyone, it's me again. Okay, so I just finished part one of my first experience with DMT. In part one, I tell about how I experimented with DMT during my dark night of the soul, and I was looking for anything to hold on to make me want to stay here, understand why I'm here, and try to heal myself from the grief and from lifelong PTSD and trauma and suffering after my dog died. And so I went to Boston for a weekend with some friends I'd met at previous retreats, and we tried DMT together. And so in my previous video, I talk about during that weekend we had 4 different experiences on DMT, and I told this my experience for my 3 first experiences. And this one is about the 4th one. I'm making a separate video because it was pretty spectacular and I think it deserves its own video. So in this experience, I took a hit of the DMT, and it was a pretty large dose. I knew there was a possibility I was going to break through. And breakthrough means you go to the other side. And so, yeah, I did right away after I took the hit. I saw fractals. It was very intense. Like everything was moving. You can't even focus on what's happening. It's dizzying, right? It's so intense, it's dizzying. And then amongst the dizziness, I find myself, previous to coming to this place for the DMT experience in Boston, I had slept over on my way over to Boston. I had slept in a hotel, and then in the DMT trip, I was standing on the 2nd floor in the hotel, looking down at the lobby where I had been 2 days before this DMT experience, and I didn't know what I was looking at, but I knew I was at the hotel. I'm like, why am I looking at this? Why am I here? Why am I experiencing this? And then it was still kind of like the imagery was just shifting so fast. And then I saw other moments of that weekend, like small bits of that weekend. And then I saw the lobby again. And then I saw some of the moments from my weekend was slightly different. And it was all images and experiences I'd had over the weekend. Some of them were slightly different from what I had really experienced them to be. And then I saw moments from like earlier that month leading up, like many little moments leading up to that weekend, then found myself again in the lobby of that hotel, looking down at the lobby on the 2nd floor, looking down on the, and I could feel in these experiences the emotions I had felt, the thoughts I'd had. Like it felt like I was reliving. It almost felt like the movie The Groundhog Day, right? And like I was circling back in time and redoing things, and every time they were slightly different, and I could feel myself at some junction points in this time frame that I was always coming back to, like going further or sooner in the past. I'm pretty sure I even saw moments in the future, but I was looping around junction points in time in my life. And when I realized what I was experiencing, and when I realized I was kind of like experiencing a multiverse of my life, I started to laugh. Like I can't even explain everything I experienced in that DMT trip. Made so much sense. It was so simple. I was watching it unfold. It was, I was amazed and I was delighted, and it was so profound. I'm like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. Like, how come we don't know this about this multiverse, these junction points, and how it's all linked together, right? I did do some research later, and I'll explain in a second what I think it is now, but it was so profound and so simple at once that I couldn't stop laughing. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And then I'd loop back into like another time loop, and I'd laugh and laugh, and I was slapping myself like, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is so awesome. It's so like deep. It's so profound. Like, oh my God. And yeah, I was just laughing in amazement at what I was experiencing. And as I was coming down from the trip, I kind of started to realize, oh, there's the physical environment here. Like the trip is somewhere else and I'm coming back. And I was holding on to the hand of that guy, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to explain what just happened and why I'm laughing like this and slapping myself. And so like, holy shit, you know what's going on? Not what's going on. Like, it's like I understood something that I should have known all this time, but I was just realizing because I was on the DMT. And so I was coming back, and I knew I was losing it so fast that I couldn't hold on to it. Maybe the revelations I got were so intense that I can't contain it, or I couldn't bring back how to explain it. And so I was telling them, I don't know how to explain this. I'm already going to forget everything that I just experienced. But, you know, and I was trying to explain what it was, but then I took off my blindfold and the experience was over. But yeah, I did do a lot of research when I got home to try to explain what it is that I saw, that I experienced there. And the closest I got to explaining it was the multiverse theory, but the Einstein's loop theory, if you look it up online, it's pretty much this concept of having like a matrix of junction points, you know, like this, whatever, all connected together in time, and everything's connected that way through that, and so you can loop through it. And so, yeah, so in 10 to 15 minutes on a DMT trip, I was able to experience a concept I had never heard about before. And it was so profound that it felt like everyone knows this. Everyone should know this. It's so simple. It's so, yeah. I can't even explain it. But yeah, that was my 4th experience on the DMT that weekend. If you haven't seen the first 3, you can go watch them. The 4th one was this, experiencing my multiverse, or the multiverse, and Einstein's loop theory, all in one 10-minute short trip, short businessman trip. So that was my experience on DMT. That first weekend I experienced DMT back in 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.